Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sunkara. So, jurisprudence. We are going to discuss another theory called as Laissez-Faire theory. Actually, it is an economic theory. So, this is another French word, Laissez-Faire, Laissez, F-A-I-R-E, Laissez-Faire. It should be pronounced as lies, fair. So many people pronounce like that, but anyway, Laissez-Faire is the correct pronunciation. So, actually, in the 18th century, this theory has come into existence. Already tell you, the meaning of laissez-faire is leave alone. Let us be left alone and let us do ourselves. So, actually, it is an economic theory, right? So, actually, this comes as the policy of minimal governmental influence in the economic affairs of the individuals and the society. So, actually, I have to tell you the basis, the background for this. Louis XVIII, if I am correct, Louis XVIII, he came out successful, and actually he wanted to have his influence in the industrial sector. At the time, France was also industrially highly developed, just like Germany. So, actually, they wanted government's influence, government interference. For that purpose, directly not telling that they wanted to interfere, the king sent his emissary. They can call him the finance minister like that, or they call them as physiocrats. Right. He held a meeting with all the business people, and he said the king wanted to help the business people. He wanted to involve the government also, ease of doing business like that. But the reply came from the so-called industrialists is that laissez-faire. That means leave us alone. Let the government not interfere in our matters. So actually, I told you, this is an economic theory. అయ్యా మా తంటాలు మేము పడతాము, ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క ఇంటర్ఫిరెన్స్ ఉండకుండా ఉంటే చాలా అంతకన్నా మాకేం అక్కర్లేదు అని చెప్పారు. So ultimately, it has become a very famous phrase, and the Prime Minister of France also has to accept the same, and the interference by the government was minimal, but the disadvantage was also there. Everybody has become selfish, everybody has become greedy, everybody he wanted to occupy the other company, take over the other companies. The problems are also there. But as far as law is concerned, now coming to the point of law, this is all economic theory, whatever economic theory is there. But in law also, the interference of the government should be minimal. So that's why Article 50, what does it say? Article 50 of the Constitution of India, separation of powers. So in judiciary, nobody can interfere. That is a boon to the law. Yes, in legal policy, nobody can interfere. They can make the law. That's all. If they want, they can amend the law. That's all. They cannot interfere with the law. This is what is propounded, or what is the use of this laissez-faire theory. The only role of the government and law is to prevent any conflict or to prevent any coercion against the individuals, like of course fraud, theft, etc. Whenever any such incident takes place, then only this economic the government will interfere. Suppose a company there, it is running beautifully, no interference. Suppose if anybody does any fraud in the company, definitely the government or the law can interfere. Then only law should interfere. Till such time, the interference by the government or the law should be minimal. This is what is called government policies and the interference of the law. Right. So this was discussed in a couple of cases also, Indian law. So this is in modern, of course these are all negative examples, please remember. Modern Dental College and Research Center versus State of Madhya Pradesh in 2016. This is relating to the collection of directly capitation fee, collection of fees by the management. They wanted to fix their own rates, but the government did not agree. Of course, at the time itself, the proposal of the so-called NEET examination is underway, right? So here, the colleges wanted less interference by the government. They don't want the government to interfere in the fixing of the so-called fees. But the Supreme Court said, yes, they can interfere. Why? Because no doubt in the administration they don't interfere, but in the structure of the fee, definitely they have to. Otherwise, he will collect hefty amounts or enormous fee. So the laissez-faire theory is not accepted in this particular incident. The second case law, Government of AP versus Srimati P. Lakshmi Devi. This is 2008. This is relating to Indian Stamps Act. So what happened in this particular case is actually she has filed a case with maybe with some insufficient stamps or so, and ultimately after in the meanwhile, while she was about to furnish the remaining stamps, the government has enhanced the same. She said, already I have to pay this much of amount, but how can you enhance? Why should the government interfere in this? So she has approached the court, the Honorable High Court of the Supreme Court. The matter went up to Supreme Court. So please remember, Stamp Act, it is a beneficiary act. It is a welfare act. The government has to get money, is it not? They can amend the same from time to time. So the government has powers to interfere. Laissez-faire not accepted. So appeal is not allowed. So many like that, so many things will be there. But please remember, certain cases the theory will be accepted, certain cases may not be accepted also. So that's all regarding Volkji's theory, laissez-faire theory. Thank you very much.